So it turned out that I needed to make a part 2 of debate talking points. So number 11 is people will say that, oh, they'll talk about either size matters or stuff like that, or even make disrespectful comments during debates with that subject matter. So my response to that is when people say that, the first thing you say is, well, nothing is more attractive than a woman's flower. And that's the reality that's going to hold us all together, because the imperfections of the bedroom intimate experience, compatibility imperfections, woman's chest size, which I prefer it to be flat, because the only thing that I want is, I don't want anything to interfere with, my commitment to and celebration of women's flower. And that goes, this is almost like debate point number 12 as well, is that anything from holding feelings of anger to holding feelings of, feeling like you're better than people or people are better than you, or holding feelings of like wishing you had something, or holding feelings of like, yeah, you got to get out? Okay, cool. Or holding feelings of like, you know, people will think to themselves, consciously or subconsciously, that, oh, I need a car, or that I wish I had a nicer car. It's like you want to, as a man especially, you want to focus emphasis on the practical, not showing off, because that's actually feminine as a man. Of course, it's fun to have a nice car and nice clothing, but it's feminine as a man to want all that attention. You really want to give all the attention to women and celebrate women. And so debate point number 3 is this 13 is this whole idea of that corn and adult entertainment is wrong. I think it's good as long as it's either a solo performer, or as long as it's as long as a couple performing. So yeah, it's like any debate about like anything, like any world issues, any of it. Like point number 14 would be the whole thing about existential, like the challenges of life, like the like difficulty of, thank you, difficulty of life, like it's all solved by the flower. It's all, that's the whole solution. And by the way, we're enjoying this nice multicultural performance in the Kaka'ako Center. Have a good night, guys. Nice. Yeah, so the greater issue is, another debate talking point 14 is when people will say stuff like as a woman, especially women, they'll say, I should be able to act however I want. And people have kind of this approach of like, people should be able to do whatever they want when it comes to like physical intimacy and premarital intimacy, and that it doesn't matter, quote unquote. But it does matter, because it's actually affecting the whole society. It's making us less be able to trust each other. It's making us have to deal, the government have to pay for like dysfunctional children because they didn't have children out of a loving, stable, financially stable marriage. Like it's like objectifying people. It is making it so people have to deal with STDs. Like it's a lot of stuff. And uh, point number point number 15 in debates is people often say like, oh, that person I find attractive. But when you really think about stuff, or like people will have this kind of perception of like an Andrew Tate, he's like cool and rich, but the reality is there's a new word that I like to use. It's called sustainable. Is the person really healthy? Like it may be a woman who looks attractive, curvy, but the curves, they turn into cancer, and it's unhealthy. And just the same, guys like flexing all their wealth and trying to like seduce, get as many women, like that's dysfunctional. It's nothing to do with the future of humanity, with having children, with being in love. It's actually and I'll make this point number 16 is this idea of the alpha male. Like it's not possible unless everyone has their V card and everyone's promoting, in other words, even those quote unquote alpha males who are, they have good genes, they're attractive guys physically, and they also have their finances together, so they're like an eligible bachelor. Well, they actually can't have a woman with a V card unless all the other guys, respect that too. And so what these guys will say is they'll say stuff like, oh, well, we should just go to foreign countries where it's more traditional society. Why not instead try to make and perpetuate a traditional society within your own society, be it the United States or otherwise? Or I mean, fine, if you want to find a spouse from a foreign country, like that's okay too, but it should be on an honesty thing, like being honest, like, well, what is going on in the country? Do I want to raise children there? Do I, and this is point number 16, is people should make an effort to people should make an effort to bring about world peace. And the way you do it is by delaying all the luxuries of life. Like people don't realize, like having a family, intimacy, going to restaurants, vacations, all of it, it's all luxuries, and it's all stuff that we can essentially live without, at least to a degree. And that way it allows us to focus more time and energy and send more resources, to other people. But the thing is, and this is another point, what is this, 18? When you're charitable, the problem with it is if you're charitable to people who are just engaged in premarital intimacy, then they're going to use it for the wrong reasons. And so they're going to, and that's why point 19 is this idea of, whenever I have debates with like religious people, like even though I might not agree with their concept of the supernatural, the Orthodox religions, what they did was they avoided premarital intimacy, and they had healthy boundaries for that. And so let's not shun that. Like people worked hard to figure that out, and even though not everything from history is like good stuff to replicate, we can actually learn that they had a functional and the most successful marriage rates, and of course there's imperfections in that too, but let's aim for an ideal. Let's aim for a lovely world instead of just waiting for some either religious figure or other people or the government to make it happen, because we can.